Prabhupada gives the example that everybody loves somebody, and they love that person, and they try to look after them. But as soon as the body dies, no more looking after, right? We put it in the ground, or we burn it, and that love for that body is gone. We still love the person. We love what they were in our lives, we love the effect that they had, and we love their spirit. But we don't love the body. But everybody is just thinking nowadays that they are just combinations of matter, and they are loving the body, and they're not thinking beyond. So it's really nice to be here today with a group of people who are actually thinking beyond where we are. And what is, planning for what is coming eventually to all of us, which is death. It happens. That's just the concomitant factor of being born in the material world. As soon as you are born, you are destined to die. And as soon as you die, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, you are destined to be reborn. Now, the choice is, are we going to be reborn in the material world, or are we going to be born into the spiritual world where we actually will never have to die again? Right? And so that's what we are aiming for when every religion in the world, that's a theistic religion, is aiming for that. Buddhism is not so much a theistic religion. I mean, there are some sects of Buddhism that believe Buddha is God, but most of them just believe in a nirvana, nothingness. And so they don't want to have, just make everything nothing. And the monks just try to meditate on nothing. They try to clear their mind and become nothing. And that's a futile effort, because you cannot clear the mind completely. One has to think of something constantly. That's just the nature of the mind. You can't get away from it. It's constantly there. And so, what is it that we are really meant to think of? Since we are spiritual, we are a part and parcel of the Supreme Spirit. And so, we have an eternal, loving, spiritually reciprocal relationship with Krishna. Krishna loves each one of us, and he provides. He's providing in the material world, but he also provides in the spiritual sky. And he wants us to enjoy. He doesn't want us to be in the material world where we're caught up in birth, old age, disease, and death. He doesn't want that for us. We actually asked to come here. Believe it or not, we were in the spiritual world, and we started to think, wait a minute, Krishna is the center of everything. I want to be the center. I want to be the most important person for a change. And when you look in the material nature, that's pretty much the competition that's going on everywhere. Everybody's thinking, I'm a little bit better at this person at doing this. I'm a little bit better at this, or I'm more beautiful, I'm stronger, I'm richer, I'm more famous. Everybody has their claim to fame. And everybody's thinking that I am in some way better than everybody else. But actually, Krishna is all attractive, and he's better than all of us. He has all fame, all knowledge, all strength, all beauty, all renunciation. He has everything in full. And yet he's renounced from it all. He doesn't even care. But he wants to serve us. He wants us to be happy. And in fact, when we choose to come to the material world, he accompanies each and every one of us as the Paramatma, as the super soul within our heart. He's actually traveling with us, sort of just waiting for us to turn to him and say, I want to wake up from this bad dream. And if we turn to God in our heart and we say, I honestly want to get out of this material world. I don't want to have anything to do with the cycle of birth and death anymore. I really want to go back to this eternal realm where I never have to take birth again. And I can serve you, and I can serve all the devotees eternally, and we never have to have that sudden break in our relationship as we have in the material world at the moment of death. So that realm is there and open for all of us. Krishna is giving us that opportunity. And Krishna is the supreme, and it's described in the scripture that everything is within Krishna. God is the totality of everything, but at the same time, he's expanded himself into the minute parts and parcels. But everything is within him. He is everything. But at the same time, we are also separate parts and parcels. We have eternal personalities, and we have eternal identities in a relationship with Krishna. And by chanting Hare Krishna, by chanting the names of God, and it doesn't have to be Hare Krishna. We're not sectarian. We're not telling all the Christian people that you have to chant Hare Krishna. We're saying, no, you can chant Jehovah, or the Muslims can chant Allah, Allah, Allah. And, that will increase one's relationship with God and diminish one's attachment to the material world. So we're not trying to convert anybody. We're simply trying to get everybody to grow their relationship with God, with Krishna, and come closer to Krishna. And by doing that, then while we're doing that in the material world, we can have a better material world as well, because then all of us will be cooperating more. We will be understanding true humility, because rather than thinking ourselves better than everybody else, we will actually think, well, God's better than everybody else, and I am simply the servant of God, and that means I'm the servant of everybody else as well. And so if we have that true humility, then the material world actually becomes a harmonious place. I mean, even though we're still going to die, it still can become a better place if we have that true humility. And so we try to chant Hare Krishna in a very humble state of mind. Lord Chaitanya says, thinking ourselves lower than the straw in the street, more tolerant than the tree, and devoid of all sense of false prestige. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. So we should have that state of mind, that I am just the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of God. So many times removed. And I just want to serve. And if we have that mentality, then immediately we are actually with Krishna. If we come to that point of really thinking that I am just the servant of the servant of the servant, we can be with Krishna right now, and we can see Krishna face to face. But as soon as we start thinking, I want to enjoy the material world, then we're covered. And so the only thing, Krishna is everywhere, right? God is everywhere. So he's right in front of us. He's in our heart, and he's right in front of us. And if we chant the holy name with that true humility, that I just want to be a servant and I don't want anything else, we can actually come to that point of seeing God face to face in this lifetime. You don't even have to wait to go to the spiritual world, because the spiritual world is everywhere. Krishna is everywhere. The spiritual world is everywhere. It's just a matter of having that change of consciousness, that giving up that idea that I want to be the enjoyer. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. Let him enjoy me and let me serve him so that I can increase his enjoyment. And if we're thinking like that constantly, then we actually be happy. Everybody in the material world, if we're all thinking like that, we can all be happy. And then we can actually all go back to the spiritual world and be happy. So that is the essence of the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. And it's, as again I said, it's not the only means, but it is a very, we witness that it's such a wonderful way of communicating with Krishna. That Hare is asking us to be engaged in Krishna's service. When we say Hare, it's actually asking Radharani. You often see pictures of Krishna and Radha, the female counterpart of Krishna, and she is the embodiment of the internal energy of Krishna. So she is in charge of all the service to Krishna. So when we say Hare, we're actually saying, "Oh, Mother Hara," who's Radharani, and the Hare is the vocative form. So we're saying, Hare, please engage me in your service and engage me in the service of Krishna. And when we're doing that, we're actually functioning properly. So right now we're kind of vacillating between being in the spiritual realm when we're chanting Hare Krishna, or we go to work and we do our things and we kind of forget to be in that spiritual state of mind. But the more we chant, the more we glorify God, the more we serve God, serve as devotees, serve everybody, we maintain that mentality of serving everybody, then we actually get to the point where we are chanting Hare Krishna 24 hours a day. Prabhupada said, sometimes there's 2 regulative principles which are the most important. Does anybody know? I'm sure somebody knows. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Those are the 2 most important regulative principles, Prabhupada said. And so we just always have to remember Krishna and that I am his servant. And if we're thinking like that, then every person that we see they're part and parcel of Krishna. I want to be their servant. I want to serve you. How may I serve you? And that's, when you're in the midst of devotees, a lot of times you hear that. How can I serve you, Prabhu? And Prabhu means master. So we look upon everybody. And it's, in the Hindi, and even in Sanskrit, that Prabhu has sort of a masculine form, but it actually just means the spirit soul who is engaging in service, and we want to see them as a master, and we want to serve them. So everybody is trying in some way to serve somebody else, and whether you work in a job or whatever, you're serving somebody. And if we look upon everybody as Prabhu, as master, then we can actually understand our true humility, our true human, humble nature, and then come closer to serving Krishna 24 hours a day, so that we always remember him and never forget him. So that's pretty much all I had to say today. Did you want to add anything to that, Prabhu? Oh yeah, Srila Prabhupada wrote so many books on Krishna consciousness, the Srimad Bhagavatam. I was just talking with Robin before, and you have some of the, do you have the whole Srimad Bhagavatam set?
Yeah, I'm reading through it the second time.
Second time, great. So, and the Srimad Bhagavatam is now, I think, in the modern books that come out, I think it's 30 volumes, is it? Yeah, it's 30 volumes. So Prabhupada wrote 30 volumes and it's just nectar about the pastimes of Krishna and how devotees get into difficulties and Krishna helps them, and so many ways in which devotees just talk to each other about Krishna and become more Krishna conscious. It's just an amazing, voluminous set. And so there is so much more to be said, but simply I think I just wanted to hit on those pertinent points. And Guru Vahan Prabhu was saying that when we have been here previously, is anybody here for the first time today? No, everybody's been here before. Huh? Oh, the Kirtaniers. Okay, but you guys know that the prayer that we chant, it's actually in Bengali, the Sarira Avijajal prayer, but we should actually know what it means in English. And because Prabhupada often said, you should understand what you're saying. This is like Hare Krishna. Hare, we're asking to be engaged in Krishna's service. And so the Sarada Avijajal prayer is, oh my Lord,
oh my Lord.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, me too.
It's a lump of ignorance.
Yeah, oh, yes. Yes, this body is a gross lump of ignorance, and the senses are a network of paths leading us to death. Of all the senses, the tongue is the most voracious and difficult to control. But you, my dear Lord Krishna, are so very kind. You have given us this nice Bhagavat Prasadam, spiritual food, to help us conquer over the tongue. So now let us take this prasadam to our full satisfaction, and in the process glorify their lordships, Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, Sri Sri Gaur Nitai, and Srila Prabhupada. So
prayer every day, and then you ask me
I know.
on the spot, and I forgot everything.
Me too.
The human mind,
It's our age is showing.
It's our age.
And, okay, so now we will say it in Bengali. Anybody can join along, and if you don't know it, maybe next week you should try to get it printed on some papers so that you can pass it around so that everybody can read along. And with the English and the Bengali. Okay. Sarira Abhijajal Jotendriya Taika Jive Pale Vishaya Sagare Dharmade Jiva Ati Lobamoy Sadurmati Takejeta Kotina Samsare Krishna Bodhadoyamoy Kodivada Jiva Joy Swaprasad Anade Lobai Sayanamrita Pao Radha Krishna Gunagao Premedako Chaitanya Nitai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So thank you again for coming, and really appreciate, all the chanting. Everybody was chanting so nicely, and hopefully we can do this many more times, and we'll see everybody back in the spiritual world together. Hare Krishna.